Hi, tonight we're going to talk about the next step, which is awakening. Spiritual direction appears when we alter our identity and perception from the mind to the soul. Our mind is good at putting our life in order by arranging and organizing, so we utilize it on the physical plane. But the soul knows love, peace, and happiness. The power of spirit is greater than the mind. So we use our mind to solve problems and our spirit to get high. The current in our consciousness knows where we are and the way to take us higher if we yield to it by submitting our thoughts, ego, and actions to love. Our mind chases money, reputation, rank, popularity, and power, but our consciousness is just high. In love, beyond our plans, routines, habits, expectations, and beliefs. Therefore, the next step in spirituality is awakening in consciousness to free ourselves from the prison of our mind and identity, to relax in love. We realize that we are not our thoughts, but are aware of them. We forget this and get caught up in our identity, so we need reminders of our spiritual nature. Eckhart Tolle says, all problems are illusions of the mind. Lao Tzu said, stop leaving and you will arrive. Stop searching and you will see. Stop running away and you will be found. Ramana Maharishi said, the normal self is the mind. The mind is with limitations, but pure consciousness is beyond limitations and is reached by investigation into the I. When we become aware, we realize that love is not about finding the one we love, but becoming the one that is everything. This is not identifying with an object in consciousness, but becoming one with the consciousness that is in everything. That is why spiritual teachers say, I am is enough. So drop the objects, because we are not identifying with any exterior arrangement, notion, or idea. Awareness is without a beginning or an end, as it is infinite consciousness that always was and will be, so some call it God. Everything we perceive appears in this consciousness, but they have a beginning and an end. That is why they are temporary. Momentary variations in frequency. Everyone has this subtle consciousness, but are not aware of it because it is beyond thought, even though it contains thought. We can't explain this phenomena because it is beyond the mind. But if we calm our mind and life, it starts to become clear in our being. Rajneesh said, awareness, beholding the mind, is the most essential method to have a breakthrough. And once you have gone just a little step beyond the mind, you have entered the world of nirvana. You have entered the world of light and eternal life. You have attained spiritual integrity, freedom, and tremendous ecstasy, which the mind cannot even dream about. Rumi said, the mind says there is nothing beyond the physical world. The heart says there is, and I've been there many times. There is a subtle energy beyond the mind, and that is our higher self or consciousness. We have a mind, so it is not us. So we can refer to it as our conscious, or lower self, while our consciousness is who we are as we witness our mind. We are aware of our thoughts and ego, so we can rest in our soul consciousness and enjoy the show. This awareness illuminates our life, allowing us to know which path to take and which one to avoid, because we are not the experience, but the presence of our innermost understanding. The mind and our senses have limits, so they don't know. But beyond the mind, there are no boundaries. So we detect clearly and realize when we look beyond the mind. We witness the origins of love, bliss, inner peace, and stillness. Everything is crystal clear. The way over or the overpass is love that carries us beyond the level of information in our mind that controls our life. Sri Maharaji says, don't ask the mind to confirm what is beyond the mind. Direct experience is the only valid confirmation. Ramana Maharishi says, the state we call realization is simply being ourself, not knowing anything or becoming anything. Osho said, love and logic never meet, cannot meet. Logic means the outward journey, love means the inward journey. The inward journey is experiencing everything as it presents itself, emerging, not doing. We awaken to a state of consciousness where everything is one, so there is no separate self doing something. So life is just happening. When we are performing in life, we are not witnessing, but we are having an effect or influence on something. Our mind is there managing and controlling the show, so we have an idea how things should be as our ego is working to control the outcome and accomplish or attain something. Witnessing is non-doing in action. It is not trying to control anything, and there is no need to keep it going because no one has control. Witnessing is a state of consciousness that is always there. We are either in it or not. There is no action. Therefore, there is no guilt or admiration, just peace, no matter what is emerging or occurring. If one blames, feels shame, or arrogance, then it is not witnessing. Witnessing performs on its own, as it is an experience, and it is natural. Life is in the now, and the experience disappears when the mind engages. Paramahansa Yogananda said, live quietly in the moment and see the beauty of all before you. The future will take care of itself. Ram Dass said, everything changes once we identify with being the witness to the story instead of the actor in it. Louis C.K. said, life is something you possess. Is not something you possess. It is something you take part in and you witness. Thank you.